Hey there and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. The real reason Anthony Martial left Carrington after just 5 minutes. Manchester United star Anthony Martial left Carrington after just 5 minutes yesterday, having arrived ahead of a schedule for yesterday's training session, Manchester Evening News claimed. The Frenchman was spotted at the club's training ground at 8:56 a.m., but he left the premises by 9 a.m. That led to speculation over a possible injury, but this has now been dismissed. Manchester Evening News claimed that the forward had arrived at the wrong time for training. The attacker was informed to return later in the day. The 27-year-old was back at Carrington at 12:23 p.m. Martial faces a make or break season at United. His current deal expires at the end of June next year, but the club have the option for another 12 months. Manchester Evening News claimed that the Frenchman could be released next summer if his stagnation continues. United have picked up 6 points from their opening 4 games of the season and will be aiming to bounce back with a victory against Roberto De Zerbi's side. Sofyan Amrabat could make Man United debut on Saturday after minor back problem. Manchester United midfielder Sofyan Amrabat could make his club debut against Brighton and Hove Albion on Saturday, according to the Telegraph. The Morocco international joined the Red Devils from Fiorentina on loan on deadline day. Amrabat was ineligible to face Arsenal as he was not registered in time, but reports later claimed that a minor back issue was spotted in his medical. The midfielder withdrew from international duty due to the same reason, but it's anticipated that he could make his debut against the Seagulls. Amrabat was determined to join the Red Devils throughout the summer and eventually secured his move on deadline day. United have the option to buy him. The 27-year-old recently pulled out of Morocco duty as a precaution, and United fans will be hoping that he passes the light fitness test before tomorrow's game. Manager Erik will provide an update on Amrabat's condition in today's press conference. If he is deemed fit, the midfielder could make his debut off the bench, having yet to become a regular part of the training sessions with his new teammates. Aside from him, we should know more about Lisandro Martinez's fitness from Ten Hag. The Argentine was substituted in the Arsenal loss with a foot problem. He traveled with his country for the World Cup qualifiers but did not make the squad. Mason Mount is another candidate who could make his comeback from a hamstring injury. He reportedly has an outside chance to face Brighton this weekend. United will be aiming to end a 3-match losing league streak against the Seagulls at Old Trafford. Jadon Sancho risked being sold in January after refusing to apologise to Erik Ten Hag. Manchester United forward Jadon Sancho risked being sold in the January transfer window after refusing to apologise to manager Erik Ten Hag for his outburst. The England international was recently left out of the matchday squad to face Arsenal, and following the game, Ten Hag said that he was poor in training. Sancho publicly disagreed with the manager's comment with a social media statement where he said that the reason provided was completely untrue. The attacker has now been banished from first-team training after refusing to issue an apology to Ten Hag, and he won't be available for selection. He is unlikely to return until a resolution is found. In our view, he risks the possibility of being sold if he does not change his stance in the near future. United opened the possibility of offloading Sancho before the summer transfer deadline, and The Athletic reveals that talks were held with Saudi clubs. They were quoted with a price of £65 million for the forward, though a deal did not materialize. There could be a fresh interest at the start of January. Sancho has not given any indication that he would be open to leaving United, but it could become a possibility if he continues his fallout with Ten Hag. The Dutch tactician is a strong disciplinarian, and there could be no way back for Sancho into the team unless he is prepared to accept his wrongdoing. It will be interesting to see how his situation unfolds over the coming weeks. For now, the Englishman has been asked to train away from the first team. Christian Eriksen speaks up about position change and how he fits in at Man United. Manchester United midfielder Christian Eriksen has admitted that it was Antonio Conte who first made him switch positions from being a number 10 who played behind the striker to plying his trade a little bit deeper in the middle of the park. During his Tottenham Hotspur days, Eriksen made a name for himself as one of the Premier League's most creative players in the number 10 position, playing behind Harry Kane. He struck a formidable partnership with the England captain before moving to Inter Milan. At Inter, where the Dane played under Conte, Eriksen was asked to occupy the number 8 position, from where he could control proceedings a bit more. He signed for United last summer as a free agent from Brentford and has primarily been used by Erik ten Hag in the same fashion as Conte had asked of him. The Denmark international spoke to Viaplay via Tips-Bladet and was questioned about his versatility in midfield. He said, "It has come naturally. It started when I moved to Italy, where Conte down there didn't like me as much as a 10, so I was moved a bit further back, and it ultimately became my position there, and I have enjoyed it. When I came here in Manchester, it was the same, where I tried to fit in and tried to get the team to play better. They have that too, while I have played further forward, but in a different role." When asked whether there is a chance he can do a job in central defense, he jokingly exclaimed that there is no chance of such a thing happening. The 31-year-old added that the primary benefit of playing deeper is that he finds himself on the ball more often than usual. He indicated that this is where his strengths lie. Harry Maguire's mother lashes out at defenders' critics. Harry Maguire's mother, Zoe, has hit out at some fans and pundits following the negative and abusive comments directed towards her son earlier this week. The centre-back has had a difficult 12 months at club level with Manchester United, and he is currently a regular on the substitutes bench under manager Erik ten Hag. Despite this, he has been a mainstay in the England lineup. Maguire started the 1-1 draw against Ukraine last week before coming off the bench in the friendly versus Scotland. At Hampton Park, Maguire was the subject of jeers and boos from the fans, and some pundits were critical of him after he conceded an own goal during the 3-1 win. Zoe has now reacted through an Instagram post by criticizing the negative and abusive comments directed towards her son from some fans, pundits, and the media. She added that it's disgraceful and totally unacceptable to any walk of life, and particularly to someone who has worked his socks off for club and country over the years. She wrote via The Guardian, "As a mom, seeing the level of negative and abusive comment which my son is receiving from some fans, pundit, and the media is disgraceful and totally unacceptable to any walk of life, never mind someone who works his socks off for club and country. I was there in the stand as usual. It's not acceptable what's being created over nothing. I understand that in the football world there are ups and downs, positives and negatives, but Harry Maguire receives has gone far beyond football. For me, seeing him go through what he is going through is not okay. I would hate to have to see any other parents or players go through this in the future, especially the young boys and girls breaking through the ranks today. Harry has a massive heart, and it's a good job he is mentally strong and can handle it as others may not be able to. I wish this sort of abuse on nobody." Maguire had the opportunity to pursue a fresh challenge away from United this summer. West Ham United agreed on a fee, but a transfer did not materialize in the end. Maguire have to leave United in the next transfer window or in the summer to rebuild his career. Jean-Claire Todibo shares why he had doubts over joining Manchester United. Man United were regularly linked with Nice centre-back Jean-Claire Todibo all summer, but a move for the France international did not happen in the end. The Red Devils were looking to bolster their defense amid uncertainty surrounding the future of Harry Maguire at the time, and the 23-year-old was one of the players on their radar as a potential replacement. However, Maguire remained at Man United after turning down the chance to join West Ham United after both clubs agreed to a £30 million deal, with the England international refusing to leave as his club did not meet the financial terms he desired before sealing an exit. Todibo has claimed that joining the Old Trafford club was not in his plans after he thought things through, insisting he had doubts over a move as many things were unclear. He told Via L'Equipe, I gave it a lot of thought. I didn't want to make a mistake. These days, I wait till I am presented with the whole project. I know what I have got at Nice. Why go into unknown? I need everything to be clear. Dubbed a very talented player by his former teammate Aaron Ramsey, Todibo has emerged as one of the best defenders in the League One over the last 2 seasons, and he is slowly establishing himself as a starter for France. He has played in 3 league games so far this term, weighing in with an assist, while he also played all 90 minutes as Les Bleus lost 2-1 to Germany in a friendly on Tuesday. There were no guarantees that the Frenchman would have been able to force his way into the Man United starting 11 ahead of Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane had he moved to the theatre of dreams, and it appears he was unwilling to take such a gamble at this point in his career. Barcelona are eyeing Man United's right wing target, Nico Williams. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag not only has to deal with multiple injuries throughout the squad, but also off-field issues that are threatening to derail the campaign only 4 games into the new Premier League season. The Dutchman is currently without a specialist right winger after the club announced Anthony would not be returning to Manchester following accusations of domestic violence by as many as 3 women. To make matters worse, Jadon Sancho has been banished from the first team squad after he failed to apologize to the manager for mocking his authority on social media and accusing him of preferential treatment. United had been offered free agents like Anwar El Ghazi and Osama Idrisi, while there were also links with a move for Bayern München's Serge Gnabry. Recently, the People's Person covered a report that stated that Athletic Bilbao's rising star Nico Williams is a potential target for next summer. Now, as per Sport, Barcelona are eyeing the Spaniard, whose contract with the Basque club ends next summer, and he could be the perfect for the financially challenged La Liga champions. The report says that they have held talks with his agent. To make things even more difficult for Bilbao, the winger is apparently very close with the players from the Catalan club, and a move could prove very tempting. Amid Barca's predatory moves, whether United can come back into the race remains to be seen. Manchester United admire Kvaratskhelia, who is tipped for the Premier League next season. The recently finished transfer window is only about 2 weeks old, and yet the next round of rumors is already here. Mike Keegan of the Daily Mail reports that Kvaratskhelia is admired at Manchester United, and he could very well be at a Premier League club next season. This shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone who has followed the Georgian's career so far. Along with Victor Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia was the other crown jewel of the history-making Napoli side, which defied expectations to win the Serie A title last year. He had 14 goals and 17 assists in 43 appearances in all competitions for the then Spalletti side. United's interest in the player is not newly developed either. He has been previously linked to the club amid rumors that Napoli wanted to offer him a new contract. The Georgian is still at his original contract with Napoli, which expires in 2027. However, a new deal could soon be on the cards due to his breakout performance in his debut year at the club. Just like Osimhen, Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis is likely to drive a hard bargain for his prized asset. Therefore, any new contract might contain an understanding of some sort on the asking price next summer. For United, he would come in and immediately strengthen the wide areas with his versatility and two-footedness. Normally a left winger, Kvaratskhelia is equally as comfortable on the right due to being two-footed. He dovetailed beautifully with Osimhen at Napoli last year, and Rasmus Højlund would undoubtedly enjoy playing with him too. Furthermore, even though United don't lack options in wide areas in theory, in practice, those options have collapsed completely. Anthony is stuck in legal troubles, leading him to an extended leave of absence. Mason Greenwood is unlikely to play for the club again And remarkably, something similar can be said for Jadon Sancho. This leaves United with just two unproven prospects in Ahmad and Facundo Pellistri vying for the right wing spot, something that nobody could have foreseen when this year's preseason began. Therefore, Kvaratskhelia is likely to be an attractive option next summer, despite the difficulties any interested team is likely to face in negotiations. As we wrap up today's Manchester United news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.